Once upon a time there lived a boy in a village called Zuk Kale. Funny enough, the parents of this young boy named him after the village as Zuk Kale, simply because ever since his parents moved in that village things going well for them. Mr. Chunp and his wife Ma's lives have been hard ever since they got married from other village. For over 5 years in marriage they have been crying for a child but not gotten. One faithful night Chunp had a dream of living in a new village with his wife and a baby boy. "Wake up my love, it's getting late," she says his wife. Chunp woke up annoyed as his wife tabbed him many times to wake up, get prepared for shower, eat and go to farm. The only statement she made that changed mood looks, "I'm done with the food," so he said, "Zukale" means joy or happiness. An old man and a young boy carrying firewoods. Chunp realized the old man is carrying more loads as compared to the young boy. "Barber, good morning," said Chunp. "Where are you carrying this heavy load to?" "We are heading towards home," said the old man. "Chunp, let me help you with this, Barber." The old man felt much ease as Chunp helped him carrying the loads. Both of them kept walking for about half an hour yet not there. Chunp asked, "Barber, which place exactly do you live?" Barber replied, "We stayed at Zukale main village, which is about 2 villages ahead." Chump's wife, Mas, got worried when she realized it's getting late in the evening yet no sign of her husband on the way. Chunp carried the firewoods and walked together with the old man heading towards Zukale main village. Midnight they all got tired and the old man asked Chunp to stay overnight till next morning. Chunp got worried as he left his wife alone worrying of his whereabout, but Teno the old man pleaded on Chunp to stay as it's not safe walking alone in the forest in the night. That night was both sad and joyful. Chunp has no idea the situation his wife will be going through. Teno the old man said, "Take it easy on yourself, your wife will be doing well." Chunp stated, "How I wished so, because such has never happened between us before." Teno the old man said, "My son, have a sit and let's eat together. I have something for you." "Really?" said Chunp. Old man said yes. "Yam, bring the food," the old man called his son. As they started eating, the old man began to narrate the story on how he got to live in such deep village. Chunp got interested and wanted to listen to the whole story. "About 10 years ago we were living happy and joyful together with my parents and brothers, and my father's wives until the unwanted situation happened. Maziwa was my father's village. My great-grandparents all lived there. My father, great hunter, was very strong and powerful hunter. My mum was also great herbalist, taking care of almost everyone in the village. I was the 5th born of the children out of 12 with 3 girls. All 3 girls got married as well as the boys, Kyangozi Wada, and I got married same day because we were very fun of ourselves. Kyangozi Wada and I go to hunting together all the time. I had 3 children and LH had 5 children. Kyangozi Wade was older than me, but after the fighting between our village and the nearby village, our father got missing. Ever since our father got missing, I have been seeing him in a dream which is wrecking my body, making me look older." "What caused the fighting between the villages?" said Chunp. "I will tell you everything, my son," said the old man. "Teno, let me tell you a proverb of my father, he always tells me. which goes like, dead people never stop talking. Maybe because dead is not death at all, just a detention after school. You know where you are coming from and you are always returning from it. You know where you are going through, you never seems to get there and you are just dead. Do you understand this, my son? Said the old man. Chunp said, not really. Okay, let me continue with the story. In short, you are here today because nothing happened without a reason. Also the way. Initially as a young child I had no idea why the fighting until after the fight and everyone left the village. My father appeared in the dream to tell me how and why the fighting started. Maziwa was rich in the soil with golds and diamond and many more. Maziwa means milk, because milk has unique taste of pure in color, meaning beautiful naturally. Napa is a nearby village closed to Maziwa with rich of crops and warriors. The chief died many years ago but they haven't replaced any, until one day, the royal family members had a dispute on whom to replace the great warrior as their ruler. The elders of the council tried many times asking the fetish priest to consult the gods of the next person to rule them. The fetish priests keep telling them that the person is not ready and the gods refusing to talk. After many years of not having a ruler, the elders finally brought someone outside the royal home to replace the chief. The priest insisted not to bless him but the elders replaced him anyway. The new chief was replaced without the permission of the gods. The new chief was hunter and businessman, so he had the whole village to be surveyed to see the richness level of the village.
After many months of surveying they go to know that the nearby village, Maziwa, has more richness of golds and other stuff, so he called his leaders and had a discussion about the richness of Maziwa village. His elders and council members were silent and few started with a suggestion of doing farming business with them, others saying Maziwa are taking partial of a Napa village lands so they have to go for a fight to claim their lands. These discussion went on for months without the awareness of Maziwa chief. Teno's father had a dream about this fight to come, so he informed their chief and members, but they doubt about the whole story. Maziwa chief doubt about the story but kept thinking of why Napa people will do such after being a good neighbor village for years. Teno's father called all his family members, children, wives and informed them of a day is coming where he will be missing and a fight will befall to the land.
Everyone became scared and surprised he talked that way, as he never called to talk such before. The girls got much scared and wives hugged themselves tight. Powa powa. Teno's father called all the boys in the family and guided them on how to defend themselves and their wives and mothers and children. The unfortunate night came with the fight from Napa people attacking Maziwa land, killed almost everyone, run helter-skelter into the forest, and this is how Teno got to settle in this village. Baba, said Chunpi, so were your whole family killed? And how come you are with only this boy? Is he your son? I came to this place when it was full timbers and wild animals, said Teno. I built a room myself and later cleared the bush and made use of the tress and built as a house. About a year and a half later I had a visitor from other village who had no place to live. She was very beautiful young girl. In our conversation, it turned out to be that she was from Napa village. Sama was gentle and has everything a man need from a girl in marriage. We lived together for months and later agreed to be a husband and wife. Sama got pregnant and gave birth to a bouncing baby boy and named him Yam. Yam means life support. Sama died during labor and she told me to name him Yam. Yam is the only person with me till now. About my family either being killed or not, I couldn't really tell, but I kept having a feeling of one of my brother, Kiongozi Waida, that he is alive looking for me. Do you remember I told you or liar that I have something for you? Said the old man. Yes. Baba, said Chunpi. Do you also remember I said my father comes to me in a dream? Yes. Baba, said Chunpi. My father keeps telling me of a man I will meet very soon and he will be a savior of our land. Also said he looks poor physically but rich at heart. Baba, who is this man you are talking about? Said Chunpi. My son, don't worry, I will tell you everything, said the old man, Teno. My father also said, I Pawa will be visiting him and his wife in a dream, showing them how their future will look like so they won't give up of being patient. This young man will be crying for a child for very long time and will work extra hard before getting food to eat. Your elder brother, Kiongozi Wida, will visit him one day looking for you, said Teno, the old man. Baba, said Chunpi, I don't really get your side of speech now. It sounds like a similar story of my life. I have been crying for a child and also see an old man sometimes in my dream telling things to be happy about, same as my wife. Is getting late, said Teno, old man. Let's go see because you have a long journey to go tomorrow. Chunpi woke up early getting prepared to go back to his village to meet his loneliness wife. Teno, the old man, brought some herb and gave it to Chunpi. Chunpi asked again, Baba, you didn't explain to me about the person your father visit in dream? Teno, the old man, said, don't worry, the herb I gave you will explain better when you get home. Chunpi, on his way back home, he was happy and couldn't wait to see his wife and to see the answers to the questions he asked the older man. Chunpi's wife woke up early as usual, cleaning the house and still thinking of what visitor told her last night and again thinking about husband's whereabouts. How can a grown man like him be searching for his kid brother who get missing due to a fight between two villages 10 years ago and still have a hope that he is still alive? Said Mass. She was done with cleaning the compound and started preparing a breakfast for the visitor. Chunpi set off on a journey and unfortunately got hit by a mango fruit in one of the forest and fell down. After couple of minutes he opened his eyes. To his surprise, he was in his farm. He couldn't believe got there so fast. Chunpi turned around looking at the farm and everything shows he is at his farmland. So he rushed heading to his house to see his wife. Here is a food for your breakfast. Eat well before you continue your journey. This is my husband's favorite meal, just as you said I should prepare and that he is on the way coming home. Kionganzi Wida. Thank you very much for your understanding and kindness, said K. Wida. As he put the food in his mouth, he had a strange smell and similar one and he asked the woman, where is this smell coming from? Mass replied, which smell? It could be the aroma of my delicious meal. No, this is a spiritual aroma of my long-lost brother, said K. Wida. Then he stood up. You are confusing me now. I don't get what you are saying, said Mass. Take it easy on yourself. I know how much your brother mean to you, but finish your meal to continue the journey looking for him, said Mass. I can feel the smell getting closer to this house, said K. Wida. After 20 minutes later, said K. Wida, walked to the entrance of the house and here comes Chunpi. Who are you? Said Chunpi. Now who are you carrying my brother's spiritual leaf? Said K. Wida. Mass rushed to the entrance as she heard her husband's voice, and screamed and hugged him so tight. Where have you been? My love, said Mass. Are you okay? I have been looking for you in the whole village until I came across this man. Is he your husband? Asked K. Wida. Mass replied, yes. Who is this man? Asked Chunpi. Come inside, have a sit and let's talk, said Mass.
Chunpi, Mass and K. Wida are all seated and Chunpi asked, where are you from? My name is K. Wida, also known as Kiongozi. I'm a hunter and herbalist from Maziwa village looking for your brother, said Chunpi. K. Wida was surprised. How did you know? Chunpi started to narrate all what Teno told him about his missing elder brother. Where is he? Do you know the place? Please take me there, said Kai Wida. Why is seeing your kid brother after very long time so important? Is there anything special after seeing him? Said Chunpi. Yes, said K. Wida. I have been getting a dream telling me to find my kid brother because he got solution to the problem of Maziwa and Nap. Well said, and this is strange though, but how can I leave my wife again sending you to see him? Said Chunpi. Your kid brother, she will be lonely. I will be glad if we could go see my brother, then you can return back home, if it won't be a problem to you, Kawaida. Give us a minute, let me talk to my wife about this privately. Chunpi. Mas my dear, what do you think about this situation? Chunpi. Well, if you have already heard of the story from his kid brother as I also heard, both of them really make sense, Mas. Yes, and Baba, the old man, told me that all my questions' answers are here when I arrive. Could this be the answer? Chunpi. The village is very far place which could take us the whole day walking. Can you go with us together, Chunpi? Yes, I will try my best, and I think we have to go along with some food and water, Mas. Chunpi, Mas and Kawaida got prepared and set of the journey to Zukale village. After a long walk in the forest, they all got tired and their food almost got finished. They got close to a stream and ahead are some wild animals.
Mas tabbed her husband, pointing her finger to the wild animals. Chunpi also got scared and tabbed Kawaida. This animals are dangerous, stay here and let me go drive them away, said Kawaida. Kawaida brought his hunting equipment and fought hard enough to drive some of the animals away while some insist to go away, which made him short them with sleeping pills after half an hour. He got bitten and some scratches by some of the animals, and Mas and Chunpi rushed to him with some food and water. See, Hunpi said, truly you are a hunter and a brave one too. Thank you, Kawaida. You look old but very energetic and brave, said Mas. Baba. Why are we preparing the whole house with new stuff, and weeks ago you made us build extra rooms but you didn't tell me who are we expecting, said Yam. My son, you ask too many questions at the same time, don't worry, and both of them completed the sentence. I will tell you everything, Teno and son Yam. And both laughed, ha 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 ha. The place is getting dark, our food and water is finished, and it's getting late. Mas, are we there yet? My lovely wife Mas, yes, we are almost there. See that tall tree over there behind is the house of Baba. Baba, said Yam, it's getting late, I'm feeling sleepy, let's go to bed. My son, today is a happy day of my life, I can't go to bed until I see them. Teno, the old man, said. Until you see them? Who are they, Yam? My son, come close, Tome. Yam hugged his father. After couple of minutes later, they heard a sound of people walking towards the entrance of the house. Is anybody home? Baba, said Chunpi. Teno, the old man, rushed to the entrance, and it was Chunpi, Mas, Kawaida standing at the entrance looking tired, weak and hungry. It was a joyful moment for Teno and Kawaida, seeing themselves again after many years. Tears of joy dropping, hugging each other. Couple of minutes later, after they had some meal together, they sat down. At rain falling, so they had to go inside Bada's room to have some long time conversation. Kawaida, means leader of hunter, started to question his kid brother Teno, the old man. Teno said tonight will be a long-lasting night, and a blessed one for that matter. Kawaida's first question was, why is father asking me to look for you even though I truly missed you? And unfortunately am the surviving son after the fight between our village and the Napa village? Well, through you and I lays the solution to the fight between Arlen. But the true savior is sitting next to you right now, said Teno. Are you referring to Chunpi? Kawaida asked. Yes, said Teno, the old man, but how? Kawaida asked. Teno began to narrate the whole story. Many years ago Napa land was very rich in the soil and happy place to be until they wronged the gods by sleeping with an innocent girl who came from Panana village to visit her uncle. The chief saw this beautiful girl and slept with her without her permission and told her not to say anything about what happened. Months later, as she went back to her village, she got pregnant and refused to say who slept with her. She died during giving birth and the child lived and also grew up and had his generation. When this chief died without telling his family the secret about sleeping with this innocent girl, the gods cursed the land with a lot of misunderstanding and refused to talk, also refused to replace the next ruler. The gods of Maziwa land begun to speak to our father and also informed him about the next ruler not long ago, which will come from Chunpi and his wife. Really? Said Chunpi and his wife to their surprised of what Baba was saying. But how? We don't have a child, how could this be? Said Chunpi. Baba continued with the story and how Chunpi will be the solution of the land. Chunpi said, Teno, you are a lineage of Napa with the royal blood, so therefore the gods chose your first son to be the next ruler of Napa. The gods didn't give you children for many years because where you lived got cursed due to the secret kept by that chief of that land. Due to that the gods wanted you to go to different village with the help of my elder brother Kwida given you some herbals to restore back your fertility, then you will have a son as first child and you shall name him by the name of the village you will be currently living. Mas burst into tears of joy saying, Oh the gods of our land, am ever grateful, that I shall also get a child. Teno said, Yes, you will give birth to my children and you will be the mother of great leaders. Your son should called Zukale, which means joy or happiness after many years of waiting. Zukale and all of you shall leave to Maziwa land when he gets 2 years old. I shall not be alive by then, and my son Yam will teach him a lot about hunting, which he will use that skill to establish Maziwa land again. The gods of Napa village will visit Zukale through fetish priest of Napa asking Zukale to come to Napa village and he will guide Zukale on how to undo the curse of the land. I have built a new room for yet to born Zukale and his mum, you shall live there until you leave to Maziwa. After couple of months, Mas gave birth to baby Zukale. Teno blessed him and 2 years later Teno died and Chunpi, Yam, Mas and Kwida, Yam left to Maziwa village. Zukale started being trained by Yam on hunting, when he got to 10 years old. Zukale got a visitor from the Napa village, it was the chief priest and took all Zukale family to Napa and the priest reversed the curse on the land of Napa and everyone became happy as Zukale became the current ruler. His kid brothers became the warriors of Napa and the priest asked Zukale to change the name of Napa and merge Maziwa land to Napa and then call the two village as Zukale, the joy and happiness land. They lived happy ever after. The end. Watch out for the next story soon.
Exactly on his 20th birthday his mum prepared a very local and delicious and his favorite. She doesn't prepare such meal in the house unless there is an occasion or expecting a visitor. Where is this tasty aroma coming from? Said Luyaza. Mum, Grandpa. He quickly stood up from his bed and went out to see the compound well cleaned and on fire, his food cooking and blowing with a tasty aroma of his favorite meal. He turned on the right-hand side, there stands his mum and Naba, his grandfather. He quickly rushed and embraces both of them. She said together with his grandfather, Happy birthday. Drums started being played from far coming towards their house. It was the village warriors group coming with a surprise celebration of dance to his birthday. He was clueless to all the surprises. Finally they entered the house and his second of command shouted, Sanu Darana Ahuwa Luyaza, which means, Happy birthday our great warrior. All his warriors' friends danced, sang fighting, war songs, happy for hours, ate, made jokes till midnight. Couple of weeks later, was the hunters and warriors' friends. The hunters will display their skills, while the warriors display their fighting skills in arena. The hunters displayed their skills so lovely and then the warriors came in 7 strong able men fighting to select the best group whom will go in search of a missing treasure of the land. Which got missing exactly 20 years as that day. Luyaza and his group members did their best though some of their men got injured. It was a joyful festival but a victorious one for Luyaza and his group. The chief of Samara village gave an announcement to the winning warrior group of a task ahead. They are to go in search of a missing treasure of the land by the instructions of the chief priest. My son Luyaza, am really not happy as you are leaving me and your grandfather all alone on this journey of search of the missing treasure. Even though bringing back this treasure will restore back the vegetation of our soil, making it fertile for crops farming," said Tonga, his mom. "Mum, I will be doing very well and you too with grandpa will be fine before my arrival. My grandson Luyaza, come and give me a hug and let me bless you as you are setting off this journey." Grandpa blessed Luyaza and stood up in his warrior's garment, said thank you, Luyaza. Luya said second to command to Luyaza's group called, "We are getting late." "Alright, let's go." "Goodbye mum," said Luyaza. "See you in a while," said his mum. As the chief priest of Samara village wants, he called on all the warriors to get ready to embark on a search of a missing treasure of their land. He placed animal skins on their waist and necks as a protection in the journey. He performed all needed rituals and warned them not to disrespect themselves, especially their leader, Luyaza. They responded, "Sanu, Megida, Ga, Gurmanka, Luyaza," which means sorry our landlord, your respect goes high as always. Also warn them not to taste or eat any fruit or seedling food on their journey until they get back, for anyone who tries such may go deaf and powerless. At this point some of the warriors felt different. The priest also added, "You can eat any animal or drink any running water only with a clean container." Finally the chief priest gave Luyaza a location spell which will take him to the exact spot of the treasure. They set off on a journey for 5 days, still not there yet. His members got tired, some couldn't stay away from the juicy fruits of the forest, so they got deaf and powerless as said by the chief priest. Out of 10 strong men left with only 6. "You have to eat something my dear child," said Grandpa, Luyaza's grandpa. "How can I eat when it been 5 days not seen my only child," said Luyaza's mom. "Don't worry, he will return safe, just eat something so you won't go sick," said Grandpa. "Okay, now we are getting closer as the location spell is getting more cold," said Luyaza. His members became happy, starting jumping and screaming in joy. It was at dawn when they got to Magafa land and the location spell pointing at the priest shrine, so they quickly rushed there. So just as they were instructed to blow a white powder of a spell to the exact location of the treasure, Luyaza didn't hesitate but to do just that. Immediately the chief priest appeared in front of them asking, "Who are you and where are you from?" said chief priest asked. Luyaza answered, "We are the warriors of Samara village sent by the great chief and our powerful priest to go in search of a missing treasure of our land." The chief priest of Magafa replied, "Calm down my children, come inside, have a sit and let me consult the gods about what you are saying." Luyaza, the leader of the Got warriors of Samaran village, commanded his members to stay behind as he goes inside the shrine to see what's there. His members insisted but he said, "Remember what we are told to respect each other and your leader." The members said yes, but they were not okay with the idea though, but had no choice than to let him go alone. "Don't worry my people, I will be well and safe, nothing will harm me," said Luyaza. He entered and had a sit with the chief priest, and the chief priest started to consult the gods of what they told him about searching for a missing treasure. "My son, the gods are welcoming you and are saying they have been waiting for your arrivals many years ago," said chief priest. "But how come I'm confused here?" said Luyaza. "Don't worry my son, all will be well," said chief priest. As he keeps consulting, it took many hours of chanting and consulting the gods of the whole story. "Are you doing well in there?" said by one of Luyaza's members outside. "Yes, I'm doing okay, don't worry much," said Luyaza. My son, the gods have said it all now to me, and it's a very long story, but has be gradual to get to the root of your treasure. First of all, you are the treasure. Secondly, your mom is the controller of the treasure, and lastly, I have to invite two people in this conversation before we can get the root of this problem, said the priest. How am I and my mom be the treasure whilst we are looking for it elsewhere? LUYAZA asked. Okay, let me narrate a short story to you, then when the two people are invited they will continue with the story, said the priest. About 20 years ago this what happened. Once upon a time there lived a warrior and hunter with his old dad and a maid, called Tonga, in Magafa village. Zamani liked Tonga very much but couldn't approach until after a while they begun to have an affair. Weeks later Tonga got missing, nobody knows her whereabout. So now my son, we need the chief of this land and your mom who can tell us where and how to see the treasure. The priest told LUYAZA to call his members and have some rest till next morning, so they will invite the chief and his mother. Okay, I get it, but how could my mom walk to this long distance? Asked LUYAZA. The priest said, early morning send some of your men to go bring your mom. When they go to her, they should say you have been captive by a spirit and the spirit want her around before will release you, said the priest. But telling her all this won't this make her unhappy and frightening, said LUYAZA. My son, just do as I say, you will understand soon, said chief priest. Alright, understood, LUYAZA said. Early morning LUYAZA's men set off on a journey to bring back LUYAZA's mom. On their way they passed through different forests and unfortunately they got lost due to the wild animals' attack towards them. The second in command of the warriors fought extra hard to support his members. They did all they could to drive away these wild animals, which lead to their injuries. After hours of fighting with these wild animals they got tired and settled near a stream to drink some water and find some food to eat. You are welcome, chief priest of our great Magafa village, said Zamani. The gods are still annoyed with you, because for many years you refused to tell them the hidden secret. When the clouds darken, wind blowing, trees swaying, helter-skelter the children and adult run without asking. Proverb said by the chief priest. Am a bit confused, my priest, said Zamani. Do you remember the port and covered items given to you by your late father before he passed away? Chief priest asked. Zamani, yes, very sure. But my priest, how did you know of this information? Because it is between myself and my late father. Nobody was around that time, Zamani asked. Do you also remember your late father said the rightful owner of these items will come and his identity will be a birthmark on right arm? Chief priest speaks. Oh yes, exactly how he stated, said Zamani. I have a message from the gods to you, which says in the next 10 days to come you shall organize a fight to select a strong warrior and a beautiful and lady. The winner of the warriors gets a wife from the best dancing and good character. On the 5th day at dawn, LUYAZA's 6 members got back their birth village heading towards LUYAZA's mum house. They secretly entered the house. Who are you guys? Asked LUYAZA's mom. They explained all that they are told to tell her. She got scared and couldn't wait till next morning. They spent the night at the house with LUYAZA's mum together with Napa, his grandfather. They hard to hide themselves from the people of the village so they won't have to answer question of the missing treasure. Early morning the next day, LUYAZA's members together with his mum got prepared and set out on the journey. LUYAZA's mum is getting old, so therefore they have to carry her on the back. With the help of the spell given to them by the chief priest of Magafa, they were able to locate Magafa village within 5 days. The whole village of Magafa was well dressed with a warrior's battle, as well as the most beautiful and good character lady in the village. Tonga, LUYAZA's mum, looked surprised with the whole new village dressed up in such ways. So she began to ask the warriors, what is this place and why bringing me here? They told her to take it easy, all will be well soon as they get close to the shrine of Magafa. And while walking she stopped and said, this place looks familiar to me? They warriors got speechless. Just few moments later the chief priest of Magafa village came out from the shrine and welcomed Tonga and the warriors. You are very much welcome, my child Tonga, said chief priest. The warriors got much surprised when her name was mentioned. You guys have lied to me about my son being captive, meanwhile he is fine in my birth village Magafa, said Tonga. After a long explanation given by the chief priest to LUYAZA's mom, she then agreed to enter in the shrine. The chief priest took LUYAZA's mom in the shrine, sat down with her and began to brief her of the main reason why she is needed there. LUYAZA's members together with his mom and the chief priest got some rest until the next day. The whole village got prepared for the warriors' battle, as well as the beautiful and good characters lady in the village. The chief priest advised LUYAZA to take part of the warriors' battle. Initially he didn't like the idea, but his mum got informed by the chief priest concerning the winners' reward towards their missing treasure, so she made him participated in the battle. The search of the good character lady as well as beautiful lady. After some hours' time the best lady was found. All the participant of warriors of the battle were lined up, and the chief of Magafa questioned the organizer about one person who looked different. The chief priest of Magafa village explained everything. The great chief Zamani about the new guy joining the warriors' battle. "My chief, this new guy is old blood to this battle," said chief priest. The battle got started and alot getting injured, whilst others being kicked out of the battle. LUYAZA was not okay with the forms of the fighting skills, so he kept wondering how their fighting skills are not as he knows. From his birth village Samara, his mum was watching from a distance and as well wondering what will be the outcome result of the fight, even though she knew very well that LUYAZA will emerge at the end. His members got into smiling whilst LUYAZA's name was called to come and face his opponent. LUYAZA's initials of the fight was very rough as his opponent's skills looks different. For some minutes in the fight he got several hits and marks on his right side of the face. His mum was not happy at this point as well as his warrior members and the people of Magafa village. The great chief of Magafa started whispering to one of his member of the palace, saying, "I don't think this young man will survive in this battle. Yes, myself, I don't see anything good to come out of this." "From nowhere, young man," said by his members of the palace. For several hits on LUYAZA's face and punches flowing, his eyes turn really reddish in color, and he was hit to the ground looking through the crowd of the people screaming. The only voice he could hear was his mum's voice dropping tears. This feeling sparked his energy and screamed, "I am LUYAZA." And quickly he stood up and stated fighting in a skills no one ever seen him into before. Everyone got so much surprised and smiling and laughter. In the eyes of his mum and his warriors members, LUYAZA fought so well throughout all his opponent and emerged a crown winner. The great chief of Magafa, Zamani, was thrilled, as well as his members of the palace, how the unthinkable happened within minutes. LUYAZA's name got the lips of everyone in Magafa's village, wondering how he displayed his skills after being beaten for a while.
Great Chief Zamani summoned LUYAZA, asking, "Where do you come from, and what brings you to our village?" The chief priest provided an explanation and instructed Zamani to meet him at the shrine in 3 days. Intrigued by the mystery, Zamani's wives and palace members encouraged him to comply. Asamadi's best friend remarked, "You're incredibly fortunate, Asamati. The village now praises you as a virtuous wife to a great warrior." Asamati humbly replied, "It's not my doing, it's thanks to the gods, my dedication, and your support. Let's hurry, fetch water, and return home, my mother is waiting." Asamadi's friend inquired, "Will you go with him to his birthplace when he leaves, or will you ask him to stay with you?" "As for me, I wish to be with him wherever he goes, so we can be happy together forever," Asamati responded with a smile, and they left for the stream. On the exact 3rd day, as foretold by the chief priest, the chief of Magafa paid a visit. Zamani expressed surprise at the crowd accompanying him. The chief priest replied, "Take a closer look at this woman. You may recognize her from the past." Zamani studied the woman's face but couldn't recall her. She smiled and cryptically said, "Nothing stays hidden under the sun," LUYAZA's mother added. The chief priest consulted the gods for guidance on finding the missing treasure. After receiving instructions, Zamani applied a magical oil that helped him remember. He began, "I remember this woman. Many years ago, I had an affair with Tonga in Magafa village. When she became pregnant, I was frightened by the consequences and urged her to have an abortion. One day, I saw her sneaking into the forest, but I never found her. My father fell ill, and I had to focus on him until his passing." LUYAZA stood up, anger in his voice, asking, "Could this man be my father?" His mother tried to comfort him, saying, "Take it easy, son. There are reasons for everything." LUYAZA demanded, "Why did he ask you to abort me during your pregnancy?" Zamani explained, "It was an abomination in Magafa to impregnate a woman before marriage, and the punishment was death. We couldn't control our love, and it led to this situation, my son. Forgive us. LUYAZA softened and said, Mom, you did nothing wrong. In fact, you saved me by running away, giving birth to me, and raising me with the help of Grandpa. I understand now.
It's all right to you all. My son, sit down and let's hear the remaining secret and get more about the next to-do, said Chief Priest of Magafa. My late father gave me some items to handle over to my first child. I was still not happy after many years of waiting for a child, never know he is alive already. Also told me that, my first child will have to go visit a village in search of a missing treasure which I had no idea about it, said Zamani. It's okay, let me consult the gods more on the next mission to go about finding this missing treasure, said Chief Priest of Magafa village. At this moment everyone is silent and wondering what else should the solution to all their problems. Zamani is thinking on how he can have LUYAZA and his mom stay in Magafa as well as how to make him conceive again after many years. After a long waiting moment on the chief priest, finally the solution to all the problems has been given. My people, the gods have spoken, and made it clear that our great chief Zamani and LUYAZA's mom have to undergo some rituals for spiritual cleansing of the law they broke many years ago. And also before all is done, a true forgiveness from LUYAZA and his mom has to be given before everything will work out well to set on next mission, said chief priest. Bright next morning, the great chief of priest Magafa village as well as Tonga LUYAZA's mom above all set and ready for the spiritual cleansing which stream of Magafa village. After many moments of the spiritual cleansing, the gods accepted their regrets, yet still asking Zamani to beg on LUYAZA before all is done. After they were asked to say a very heart-touching regret statement to the gods before all will be successful. After a long hours to the rituals, they went back to the shrine to listen to the chief priest on what to do next concerning finding of a missing treasure. Zamani, the great chief of Magafa village, gave all the items given to him by his late father to be given to his first child LUYAZA. LUYAZA has to consult his mom's advice on forgiving his unknown father, the great chief of Magafa village, Zamani. LUYAZA has no choice than to let all gone, then get more prepared to face next task. LUYAZA put on the item on his body as it was fighting garment and some spiritual protection and a suma hat. Tay, chief priest of Magafa, made it clear to them all that the journey he is embarking on would take a month or months. Tonga LUYAZA's mum became unhappy as she heard the priest talking about a month or months in the journey of finding a missing treasure. LUYAZA has to talk to his mum about the journey and assured her his safety in returning back. My son, you have be strong, courageous, focused and faithful as always, as you are setting off on this journey together with your warrior members. Also know for sure that you will face a lot of obstacles, trials and challenges in order to succeed in this search, said the chief priest. LUYAZA and his members all set and ready to move. Tonga, his mum, wasn't happy but has no choice than to bless him and let them to go. Before they left, LUYAZA asked his mum to talk to his found father to send one of his warriors to go bring back his grandpa Napa. LUYAZA paid a visit to Asameti under some big tree, saying, I will be missing you a lot. I know we have not known each other for long, but I have already loved you. Don't worry, my warrior, you will be waiting for your return, said Asameti. Weeks later, the whole village of Magafa village got LUYAZA's name and Asameti's name on discussion. Some people keep saying LUYAZA and his members won't survive, because years ago many warriors tried. Others were also saying LUYAZA will return but in old body, and also his members won't survive. These have been the talks in Magafa village since they left. Leave me alone, I'm not going with you. Oh, the gods of our land, help me. A girl crying while some strong men forcing her to go with them. Did you hear that, my brothers? LUYAZA asking. Be silent, you will hear the screaming voice of a girl in the near forest. LUYAZA speaks. LUYAZA and his members rushed towards the screaming and found out that some group of warriors who wanted to take her away with them. Hey, I'm talking to you, let her hand go, LUYAZA speaks in angry voice. Hey young man, step aside, this is none of your business, says a warrior from that village. Both two groups of warriors argued and fought hard. LUYAZA and his members fought well and drove the village warriors running away. Young girl, are you okay? Why are those warriors forcing you to go with them? LUYAZA speaks. The young girl keeps crying and said, Thank you, gentlemen, but what you did calls for more fight coming, said the young girl. Those warriors you fought with are from the great chief of this village. They want me to go a forced marriage with the chief, said by crying girl. "What is your name and where do you live?" Luyaza asked. "My name is Baba and I live with my father and kid brothers, not too far from this farm." Baba replied, "Please let go now and together with my father and brothers leave this village, before the fight happens." "Take it easy young girl. Nothing will happen. First of all we are from very far village of Magafa in search of missing treasure," Luyaza speaks. "Alright, let's go now see your father." After couple of moment Luyaza, Baba and his members walked to Baba's house. "Why are you crying my daughter and who are these warriors?" said Baba's father. "We are from Magafa village in search of missing treasure and heard a voice of a girl from distance and came to witness her crying and being forced to go with them by some group of warriors," Luyaza speaks. "Come inside and have a sit," Baba's father speaking. "What really happened my daughter?" Saluna Baba's father asking. "I went to the farmland to check on Na Kwame and Na Ya and they were not there so I decided to wait for them thinking they went to the stream swimming as usual. After some minutes someone came from behind me covered my mouth and 4 other men standing in front of me and one of them said, 'The great chief's son said he loves me and want to marry me.' Baba speaking and crying, they tried to pull my hand to walk with them. I didn't allow them. One of the warriors said the prince said no one should carry me if not they would have carried me with them. After a while struggling with them this men came for my rescue fought with them and they told us they will be back. Father we have to leave if not they will come and kill you all and take me away," Baba speaks in pain. "Well my son thank you very much for your help but we all have to leave soon as Na Kwame and Na Ya returns as is getting late already," Saluna Baba's father talks. "This is how this chief does he select all beautiful girls by force to his family and he doesn't ask, he talks anything he wants from anyone," Saluna speaking. "So what are they people of this village doing about this?" Luyaza asks. "My son this Kum Saha our chief is more corrupt and has won all the elders and young men by giving them all they want." Baba's father taking. "For many years some people tried stopping him but couldn't succeed as he has about 100 warriors and also powerful spiritually. Even though our chief priest keep telling him a day will come when we'll never like more than 10 years now, we don't know what will happen." Baba's father taking. "Well very sad but I think your priest really said the truth the right time is now. We will stay here until we fight all his warriors and restore the peace in this village," Luyaza speaks. "Are you guys with me warriors?" asking his members. "First of all are going to hide you in the near village and come back to wait for their attack." Luyaza speaks. Couple of minutes later Na Kwame and Na Ya entered the house. They were informed of the whole senses and Luyaza and members took Baba, her father and siblings to near village for hiding until the fight comes to an end. "How on earth could you be beaten in my own village upon all your protection and skills?" Chief Kum Saha asking his warriors. Chief Kum Saha was not happy with the way his warriors beaten up by strangers. Couple of moment later, Kum Saha called upon his elders of the palace to discuss the situation. Luyaza and his warrior members had already sent Baba, Na Ya and Na Kwame for a good hidden place near the village. Luyaza arranged the house, waiting for the attack to come from the chief of Saha village. Luyaza and his members stayed all night waiting but nothing happened. Early next morning Luyaza woke his members and discussed with them on how he thinks the attack would come. "I don't really get this. Why are we waiting for the gods to give a go-ahead before we go kill all the strangers?" Kum Saha asking his priest. "My chief sorry my great chief you know for very long time. I have been guiding your steps in all you do with the help of the gods," chief priest speaks. "I don't care if the gods speaks or not I'm sending my warriors early next morning to kill those guys and bring back my son's wife to be," Kum Saha angry speaks. "Listen my brothers I have a funny feelings about why this people not coming to us now, so I think we should rearrange our plans," Luyaza speaking. "4 of you my warriors should spread to all the 4 corner areas coming towards this house." Luyaza making new setting for the attacks. Luyaza made all the needed setting in wait of the attack from Kum Saha chief. "I'm sending you warriors 25 in number since those strangers were able to defeat 5 of you the last time," Chief Kum Saha commanding his warriors to go attack Luyaza and his members. Early dawn Kum Saha's warriors went in attacking, coming from the north side. Luyaza's men fought them as they were more than Luyaza's members. Some of Luyaza's members run to call backup and together with the backup members they defeated all the 25 warriors. Some of Luyaza's men got cuts on their skins so they went back to treat the wounds soon before another attack comes. The great chief Kum Saha became worried on how his warriors are been defeated again. After weeks later on this fight between Kum Saha and LUYAZA's warriors, some people from Kum Saha place begin to see the light off glory on sight of strangers, so they left and run away from the village. LUYAZA and his members really getting more experience as they fight over and over for about a month and half. This fight has been going on, which led to all people running away from the village. Kum Saha is getting much worried this as his warriors are left only 10 in the house. Most of his warriors got killed, some injured. The sad story and happy one was that the final battle Kum Saha decided to join his warriors and Kum Saha was killed first before his warriors. The last 3 warriors left, surrendered to join LUYAZA's group and help build the village back again. His children and wives all surrendered to justice. LUYAZA went and brought back Saluna and his family back to their house, Baba, Na Ya and Na Kwame. They couldn't believe the chief Kum Saha died in the war and his family surrendered to justice. "My son, I have a surprise for you," LUYAZA speaks. LUYAZA was given a very nice and strong old sword as a reward for bringing peace to the village of Kum. LUYAZA was shown the location of the missing treasure, and it was a sword. So after few days later, the few elders of the village made a meeting and asking LUYAZA if he would love to be the next chief to rule their village. A quick question to everyone. What do you think LUYAZA have to say or do as his people back from his village are waiting for him? His mum, his yet-to-wed wife and his found father?